I guess you love movies. I do too. Hi guys, and welcome back to another movie review. And today we're going to be talking about Sicario 2 Soldado, starring Josh Brolin, Benicio del Toro, and many, many others. And I'm looking forward to this movie. I've been talking about it for a little while now. Talked about it in a recent video I've just uploaded, but that will be uploaded after this one. I was a big fan of the first Sicario. I'm a big fan of Denis Villeneuve. I think he's one of the best directors working today. However, he is not directing this movie. However, the writers of Hell or High Water are doing, gave me hope that this movie would be good, and that it would be at least a good sequel to a very good movie in Sicario. So, what is this movie about? Well, this movie is more about the expansion of the universe of Sicario. This is talking about the fact that the cartels are now being classified as terrorists, and because of this, they are now being clamped down on in a much more aggressive action by the US government. That means that, but with Josh Brolin and Benicio del Toro's characters, can go a lot further and have less limits in their ability to clamp down on the cartels, and in the end try and take them out altogether. So, what did I think of Sicario 2 Soldado? Well, I had a great time with this movie. I thought it was very good, and I'm going to get into a few reasons why. Now, as I mentioned in the beginning of this video, this movie expands upon the first Sicario so well. Okay, the first Sicario is quite a contained film. It's quite claustrophobic, and it doesn't really expand its world much. It's very to the point, and that's kind of one of the things that makes it great. But this movie expands upon the universe Sicario and makes us understand all of the different cartels, where they are, and what relationships they have with each other, as well as the police and the government and all of their, what they want to do and all of their motivations as well. It gives us a bigger overview of the world around Sicario, and that was something I really enjoyed, and it is something that they're continuing to expand upon, and with possibly more sequels after this, we're going to get even more expansion of this universe, and I'm very interested to see what comes after this. Performances wise, I thought that arguably the standout in this movie is Josh Brolin. I thought he was fantastic in this film, and I think he gives a much more layered performance than he does in the first movie. The first movie doesn't really give you too much. He's charismatic, but not anything special in terms of character development. This movie develops his character and his relationship, specifically with Benicio del Toro, a lot more, and gives him a lot more depth, and realise that he isn't quite the immoral bastard that you think he is. He actually has some soul. Benicio del Toro, again, is fantastic in this movie. I really enjoyed his character, once again. However, his performance coexists so perfectly with another performance in the movie. A girl in the movie, she is one of the cartel leader's daughters. They have to kidnap her for specific reasons I won't go into or divulge too much of the plot, but they end up having to kidnap her, and things go wrong, and he has to end up trying to escort her across the border. And all of their time spent together in this movie, a lot of the scenes in the movie where they're together are some of the best in the movie. It reminded me a little bit of Leon the Professional, a little bit, in their relationship. A little bit of Logan as well. There's a lot of things that it reminded me of. I really enjoyed their relationship in the movie, how they grew to care for each other, and how she almost reminded him of his own daughter, and I thought that was fantastic. I really enjoyed that a lot in the film. Also, there's several very suspenseful sequences. There's an escort sequence, which is kind of like a Sicario light border crossing scene, which I talked about again in another video I'll be uploading soon. But this sequence is fantastic. It's suspenseful. It's brilliantly edited and mixed together. I really enjoyed that sequence a lot. And there are many sequences within this movie that are really well shot. They're gorgeous cinematography. Even without Deakins on the camera, this movie is still gorgeous, and I absolutely loved it. There are a few little issues within this film, however. This isn't quite perfect, and I wouldn't say it's quite as good as the first film. My first issue mainly is there's three main plot lines that keep moving along. You've got Josh Brolin with the sort of federal people and his struggles trying to get this mission underway and keep it going. You've got Benicio del Toro is kind of a bit rogue in this movie as well, as he was in the first film. And then you've got this kid who's sort of getting more embroiled into the cartels, and he's sort of being drawn into it by his cousin. And that part, the third part of the movie, the kid, with the cartels is by far the least interesting part of this movie. It definitely it's slower and more bogged down with him, it's more generic, and he is by far the least interesting part of this movie. And of course it does link in, all three parts do link in eventually, but by then he's kind of a bit of a dull character. And there's a certain plot inconsistency that I have with the ending. I don't quite understand. If he knows what he needs to do, I don't know how he knows, and if he doesn't know, then it's incredibly convenient. You will know this if you've seen the film, and I understand what he's trying to do, which is also set up at the end of the movie, but I don't know exactly how he knows what to do at what time, because it seemed either incredibly convenient, or we're just not let in on why or how he knows what to do. I know I'm a bit cryptic there, but I can't tell you anything because it ruins the whole movie. But those are really my main issues with the movie. There's a few character decisions that make a little to no sense. There's one specifically, but I can kind of let it slide because of the adrenaline of the scene. It's only a tiny little nitpick. But overall, I really enjoyed Sicario 2 Soldado. I thought it was a great sequel to the first film. Not quite as good, but expanded upon the universe, gave us more to think about, gave us a good idea of the cartels and the surrounding world of this movie. The performances were great, it was suspenseful. There were a few plot inconsistencies and things I didn't quite get, and I thought the kid in the cartel was probably one of the least interesting parts of the movie. However, I did enjoy it, and I'm going to give Sicario 2 Soldado an 8.5 out of 10. So there you go, there's my review of Sicario 2 Soldado. Hopefully you enjoyed. If you did, like, subscribe, put your comments down in the section below. Have you seen Sicario 2 yet? If you have, what do you think of it? Have you seen the first movie? If you haven't, definitely check it out. I definitely recommend it. And hopefully you enjoyed this video, and hopefully I'll see you next time. Goodbye.